Hey guys, Akari here, and in this video, I'm going to show you the digital product formula that you can use to scale to 10K per month. Now, I want to start off by saying there's a very well-known entrepreneur in the online business space, and we have a similar approach in terms of finding an influencer, partnering with them, being behind the scenes, and actually monetizing the audience and taking a revenue share percentage. I think where we differentiate is in terms of the product itself. And I believe his approach is building an AI generated course. And I want to take a contrarian view to that and just say, I think that model is doomed to fail, because if you think about it like this, now you have thousands of people trying to build these AI courses for influencers. In a few months from now, it will become nothing special and everyone will be able to tell if it's AI. Like if you were presented with an AI offer, would you buy it? And if the answer is no, then why would anyone else? So I think it comes down to the question, like, what value are you actually providing to the influencer and to the audience? So what I prefer is a much more customized approach. And what I mean by that is I'll talk with the influencer on a call, ask them how much time they have to commit to, this business, and basically customize an offer around that. So that's kind of like my approach. And I just feel like it's the most genuine way to go about it, because, the followers of the influencer obviously like their content, have been following them for many years, and they've built trust up with, over a time period with the audience. So the last thing we want to do is just come in and actually break that trust with something like, an AI product. So I think it's much better this approach where we go out, we actually ask the audience what they want, and we customize an offer around that. I think if you do that, not only will you make more money, but you'll provide value to the influencer, to the audience, and it'll be a much better experience. So let me get into kind of the three models that you can use this digital product formula to kind of calculate how much money you could make and how you decide on what offer to go with what influencer. So firstly, when we approach an influencer, we want to hop on a call with them. If you can get them on a call, I actually teach that inside my program, Shadow Operator Protocol. But if you can get them on a call, you want to actually ask them how much time they have to invest into like this whole offer, you could say. So, if they have more time, then I would recommend them something like one-on-one coaching or a bit more personalized. But if they have less time and they want to be more passive and removed from the business, well then look, it would be something like a course or something like that, right? So the first model is a high ticket offer, okay? Now, I actually did a high ticket offer with a fitness influencer, and we launched that over 18 months. We generated over 7 figures. So high ticket offers are very good, and they even work pretty well with like small audiences. So if you come across an influencer who has like 30,000 followers, a high ticket model can work really well. But the caveat to this and kind of the deciding factor is the influencer willing to dedicate more time to a coaching offer, right? Because if they're not, then this would not be suitable for them. Usually it's a 3-month transformation, and a high ticket offer is usually priced at $3,000 or more, right? I've seen up to like 8K, right? So are they willing to commit that time and deliver a transformation to the audience? If the answer is yes, great. If no, well, then it'll be one of the other two that I'll share with you soon. But, some examples of a high ticket offer. So if we go into like the fitness space, it might be to get a 6-pack abs in 90 days. If it's like the mindset, it could be going from, not confident to becoming like the person of your dreams. And if it's relationships or dating, it might be how to find, a spouse or something like that in 90 days, who you want to be with. But yeah, like that's an example of high ticket offers. Now to do the maths on here and kind of using the digital product formula, firstly, we need to take into consideration the fact that you're getting a revenue share percentage, right? And usually between 30 to 50%, depending on what you agree with the influencer on, right? Now, I'm going to be conservative for this example. I always like to do that when I do calculations. I think it's the best way. So like 30% revenue share is what you'll get for example. Now let's say the offer is a 3K fitness offer. Okay, so per person who joins the program, they will be spending $3,000 on the transformation. So that means you need essentially 11 people to join the program, and that will result in $33,000 in revenue. And now you're taking 30% of the revenue, that equates to 10K in your pocket per month. So you can see just by breaking the maths down like that and making it like super clear to understand, you just need 11 people to join the product, purchase the coaching offer for you to actually hit your goal of 10K a month. So the reason why I like high ticket offers is because, one, usually if the influencer has lower followers, they have a bit more time, they want to make more money. So they have the time to actually spend with, the person who joins and help them transform in the way that they want. And two, less clients, less stress, more money. And three, I think you're just delivering more value to people. Like compared to an AI generated course that, you get a login and then you're left alone and it's done, one-time purchase, right? A high ticket offer, you actually change someone's life in some way, or by teaching them a particular skill, by helping them go from, overweight to six-pack abs. Like you're actually making a difference to people's lives. So I think for those three reasons, a high ticket offer like wins every time. But let's move on to the second option. So this is if the influencer can't really spend so much time, but they, want to be involved in some way. Well then look, what I would do is a mid-ticket product. Now this could be $500 to $1,000. And if we go off that maths that we had, you're getting 30% off the revenue. Well then you'll need to make basically, off the top of my head, this maths, like 30 to 50 sales, I'd imagine, to get your share of 10K, right? Because if the product's between 500 to 1,000, obviously you'd need to make, I think, $30,000 to $50,000. And that's, that's basically like 30 to 50 people compared to 11. So it's a lot more, but if the influencer's audience is maybe in the range of 100 to 200,000, then this could work super well, depending on, if they're monetized or not. So yeah, like if they can commit to making videos and basically provide video content, then this would work super well. And I think this is much better than an AI course because when they join, they will actually get to see the influencer and like learn from them through a video format, which is much more valuable and timeless in my opinion. So yeah, like that's the only thing. They'll spend maybe an hour or two per week just filming the content. They can slowly add it into the course and you'd build it out through something like Podia. I don't know if you guys know that platform, or Teachable. And it's basically a one and done. So you create the content, you deliver the value in a course format, and then you basically price it and launch it, and that's it, right? So that works super well for an influencer who kind of wants to be passive, you could say. Now here's the third model to use this digital product formula. Now you might be thinking, oh, it's probably low ticket, right? Answer's no, because low ticket like offers and the people who we actually want to target are people who are selling a $20 ebook or a $50 mini course or something between $20 to $50 basically. Because if you're selling low ticket in 2026, then you're not basically maximizing like the amount of money you could make, and you just don't know how to monetize the best. It's so much better to provide more value and charge a higher price than to basically underprice yourself or deliver less value, in my opinion. So look, ebooks are great in terms of the passive aspect, but they're just not like, you're not going to make so much of them. I think I had a client who hopped on a call with an influencer and they said they had an ebook and they were selling it passively. So they didn't actually, promote it much. So it's just in their bio. And I think they're making like $400 a month and they're quite happy with that. But with that audience size of that influencer, they would have been able to make 10, 20K per month off like mid-ticket course or something. So yeah, like that's the second option, the mid-ticket course. But the third one that I was going to mention is a recurring revenue community. So what is this? So it'll be something inside of school, if you're familiar with that platform. So you have a a community element to it. So everyone who joins will basically be able to talk with other members, make friendships, be basically accountable in their group with whoever else is in there. And then there'll be some course element to it. So of course you'll have a bunch of modules in there. It might not be as fully fleshed out as like that mid-ticket course that I said, but you will still deliver value, and the influencer will provide some content, whether that be videos, text, or whatever in there so that the members get value. And then thirdly, there's a group coaching call element to it. So there's an option to actually have the influencer take a group coaching call. Now this could be done weekly, it could be done monthly. Even if bare minimum monthly, that's just 45 minutes to an hour of the influencer's time. And you could have 10 people, you could have 1,000 people on there, and it will still only take up 1 hour of the influencer's time. So I really love a recurring school community because firstly, like, it's scalable, right? You make the content once, the influencer's time really is only 1 or 2 hours a week, and then you can manage it and just keep growing it. And also, like, you get the recurring revenue aspect to it. So compared to something like a one-off AI generated course, you get a monthly payment, and it could be $100 to $300 per month. So you can see, right? The more members you have, the more money you'll make. And let's say you have 100 members at $300, that's $30K a month. In your pocket will be $9,000, and your time to maintain that and keep the members engaged is very minimal. So that's an example of the third offer that I think works super well, and you can use the digital product formula and reverse engineer this equation. So if your goal is 10K a month, then you'll need $33,000 in revenue, which means you'll need 110 members to join, I believe. So that's 10K a month, right? And I think the cool thing is if the influencer keeps promoting it, over time the members will stack up. And a little secret I'll share with you from my private mentoring. Look, just because you've watched this far, 12 minutes in, what you want to do is encourage the members to make friends inside of the community and kind of find an accountability partner to go through this journey. Because that way, if they can make friends and the community can actually create friendships and relationships with people, well then the value just goes up immensely. Like, that's what a lot of people need nowadays. Information is everywhere, but real accountability and support, that is rare, and that is kind of like a commodity. It's more valuable nowadays is what I'm trying to say. So that is super cool and something you can do. But yeah, if you can launch one of these, I think it's honestly one of your best bets in 2026. And like I was saying at the beginning of the video, communities and real human connection will become only more valuable over time as AI advances. So yeah, those are the three models you could say. And by the way, if you are finding value from this video and you're liking what you're hearing, I do encourage you to click that first link in the description where you can apply to work with me one-on-one. Basically, I'll take you from where you are now to finding an influencer, signing them on, and start generating revenue like I've done with multiple clients who have already found influencers and about to launch and monetize and generate revenue. So that's what I do, and it's called the Shadow Operator Protocol. If that's of interest, click the link. If not, keep watching. So basically what I was saying was, to cover those three models that we talked about, I would pick one of those depending on what the influencer can commit in terms of time, and then that's your custom approach. All right, so I think you can see by now how this is a better approach than just, I know I keep saying it, an AI generated course. So yeah, that's kind of what differentiates you from everyone else, is because you get to first ask the audience what they want and then build something around it. So that's my approach. Is if you find an influencer, what I teach you to do is first we go to the audience, we actually ask them what they want, and then taking into consideration the influencer's time they can commit and the audience's pain points and the information from there, then we build the offer, right? And I think this way is so much more effective. So look, I think I'll leave it at that. If you guys like the video, I'd appreciate if you like and subscribe. And any other videos you want me to make, just feel free to, leave it in the comments below and I will make it in my next video. All right, thanks for watching and see you on the next one.